My migration story. Hi everyone. On this episode, we'll be talking about integrating your children into school and into the system. So, like I said, I moved into the UK in August of 2020. I moved in alone for the first 2 months, and then after some time, my husband brought the kids, but he was shuttling, so he just stayed for about 2 weeks and he went back. So there I was with 2 children and trying to settle them into school, the whole work. So before they arrived, let me backtrack a bit. While I was in Nigeria, I knew we were going to be coming in at the end of, or they were going to be coming in at the end of summer. So I had to try and start applying for schools for them. Of course, I was thinking, how do you start this? I wanted to enroll them in one of the state schools. So of course, went online, you research, you ask questions, ask people, and I heard you had to apply through the council. So I went in there to put in an application. Lo and behold, we got to the part where they said you need to upload a bill to show proof that you live in that location. I'm like, really? And they said, oh, policy compliance, because I think they also assign students to schools here in the UK based on your catchment area. So depending on where you live, your child's school needs to be a certain radius from your house. So that was the first thing I had to deal with. So at this point, I didn't even have a house. And there's always a waiting list for some of the good schools. There's just so much to deal with that. Back home, you just go to a school. Waiting list we're not really big on waiting lists. Oh, you want your child, you would still go into some of the schools to kind of make inquiries. If it's full, they'll say we'll get you in, but it was never a really long waiting list that some people even book for 2 years, 3 years in advance to get into a school. Anyway, so these were some of the things I had to get acquainted with. And then they got to the part where they said, oh, if you don't have an address to show that you live in that location, you can't get into the school. The schools I also wanted for my kids, they said there was a waiting list and I couldn't get in there. So I'm like, oh my God. At this point, I didn't have a house. So I made a decision. I said I would get a school for my kids, and then wherever the school is, I'll make sure my house is around there. So these are the sort of things that I think will be nice for people to know, because some people are just lost. So for me, I identify a school and I want my house close to the school, just so that school runs is easy. I know what school runs can be. So for me, that was one thing I was willing to sacrifice. I didn't want to get to a school and then I'm trying to drive how many hours away, but everyone's decisions are different. So anyways, that stalled me, but I think that now prompted me to start looking for a house. I actually paid for a month's rent before I came in here, because my tenancy started running from the 3rd of July. I had to pay the rent, which was another ball game, getting an agent, trying to get proof, but I had a job already, so it helped me as well. So anyways, I got a house. That's another story. And then I now used that tenancy. It was a lot of back and forth. They didn't actually there were so many questions they were asking, because you're not here in the UK, but I was able to kind of cross those hurdles. And I got the tenancy and I uploaded to the council platform. Anyways, my kids got the admission into school finally. So when they came here, it was just me with them. My daughter was in secondary, my son was in primary, which means I have to go to 2 different schools because they're all different. It was quite a bit, but I kind of already planned myself mentally. I knew I didn't want to start walking. I didn't know how to cycle. People in Cambridge cycle a lot. So I got a car already. I got a small car that I was using. So it was kind of, a pain. It was quite hard taking them to school daily. And then after some time, I was also dealing with that thing about letting my daughter walk to school alone. Sometimes you're thinking if someone picks her up on the road, I was quite scared. In Nigeria, you drop them off, driver does that and that with the nanny. So I had to then get used to, after about 2 months, she's like, Mommy, I can walk to school on my own. Everyone is walking. And so she started walking. Then the stress reduced for me. I was now just doing school runs for just my son. And so, that was part of it. It was quite hectic trying to wake up in the morning, and it was in the winter again. Man, you guys, really, sometimes you don't even think about what these things cost. But yeah, I think that was it, settling the children into school. But yeah, there's so many things we could learn. So if you have any questions about settling your children into school, how to get schools, please reach out on the community. Join our community, www.reeach.co.uk. And then we'll see how we can all help you and support. Thank you.